Hi, guys. Today we are going to talk about how to cite textual evidence. And this is something that you guys should know how to do, but this is a review because it's something that you are going to use for a very long time. You'll use this when you're writing about what you're reading. You'll use this in other classes because you'll have to cite textual evidence from different sources. And so this is a good way to do that. We're going to talk about how to do a direct quote citation in the text, and we're going to talk about how to do a paraphrase. And again, hopefully this is a review for you. So a direct quote, I'm going to make myself shrink a little bit. A direct quote is word for word in the text. So you need to make sure that you have quotation marks around the specific quote that you're including, but you still need to also include the page or the paragraph number. You wouldn't include a paragraph number if you're citing from like a novel, but if it was like a one-page text, you could say paragraph 7 or whatever from that text. Then you would also need to include either the author or the text title, and I will show you how to do that here in a second. Okay. Again, though, it means it is a direct quote. It is word for word from the text, quotation marks, and then you have page or paragraph number and the author of the text title. So here are 3 different ways to do that. You have the first one. I use the same quote. I just cited it in 3 different ways. So I used a quote from Wonder. It's a good book if you haven't read it. The quote is, if every single person in this room made it a rule that wherever you are, wherever you can, whenever you can, you will try to act a little kinder than necessary, the world really would be a better place. So that's the quote that I have there. And so that's the first example, is if you just have the direct quote, then right afterwards you have the author's last name and then the page number that it came from. Then the other options, you have this, since this is a fiction story, I put on page 301, Mr. Tushman said, that is the character's name. If this was a nonfiction, you could say on page 301, the author's last name said. Okay, so you either can put the character's name or the author's last name there, but this is a quote from a character, so that's why it's that way. You could even say on page 301 of Wonder, Mr. Tushman said. Then it says the character, Mr. Tushman said, and then there's the quote, and then as you can see, there's that page number at the end. So every single one of these either references the author or the character or the book Wonder. Okay. The next one is a paraphrase. A paraphrase is still citing evidence, but you're putting it in your own words. Regardless, if you take something that is not brand new information that you just learned, you have to give credit where it came from, or else you are stealing information and you need to give credit where it came from. So a paraphrase, you can reword it. It doesn't have to be this long, lengthy quote that you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to put this whole thing in my paper. You can reword it, you can rephrase it, but you still need to say where it came from. You still need to have the page number and the author or the text title, okay? But you don't need quotation marks because it's a paraphrase, okay? But you will still know it's a citation because you'll have the author and the page number or the paragraph number. And here's an example, just the same quote on page 301 of Wonder. Mr. Tushman was talking about the importance of being kind to everyone. He said that if everyone was kind, the world would be a better place. So again, page number, you have the book, you have the character's name. I could even say on page 301 of Wonder, the author had a character talking about. So again, you're going to make sure that you cite where everything came from. Okay, that is what is important. All right. If you have any questions, see one of us. Thanks.